exactly what we did. We did not debate these people. We actually just asked them. We actually pretended to be on their side.
Yes.
We actually.
What was our network's name?
We went undercover. Our network's name. Building Equity for All Nations. Bean for short. Yeah,
Bean.
right. Look at me. I went undercover with my Mexico hat.
Yeah.
Before somebody says, "Oh my gosh, you're culture appropriation." I'm Mexican, so you can shut up before you judge me by the color of my skin. You freaking racist.
Tell them to tell that in Spanish.
Yeah. Soy mexicano. Tell you that right now. Okay, so yes, I'm Mexican. I have no white in me. The only reason why my skin is so white is because I hate going outside. Okay, I don't like touching grass a whole lot. I'm a gamer. Anyways, so we're gonna get into this. This is to the Charlie Kirk event that we went literally a month before his assassination.
1 month.
Exactly 1 month before his assassination. And we interviewed people that were protesting the Charlie Kirk event that we went to, and like I said, we didn't debate them. We just had conversation. We just let them talk. Here we go. Here it is.
The color fixes itself.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
don't mind that.
Yeah, we're recording a log, but then
It's our first time, we're
Premiere sucks.
yeah, I got beef for Premiere, so
All right, here we go.
What
That's
is up,
besides the
guys?
fact.
We have traveled all the way to Clovis, New Mexico. As you can see, the Charlie
There we
Kirk
go.
event is happening in about 30 minutes. And as you look to our right, we do have some people protesting. It's actually not very many, but I'm really interested to see what they think about this protest, what they think about Charlie Kirk. We already know that, but I think I would really like to
First-hand
know, and Trey
account.
would like to know as well.
first-hand account of what Charlie Kirk protesters are thinking.
Yes, first-hand account.
Do they think Christianity is a net positive for society or not? We'll find out.
What's the main thing that motivated you to come out here?
So I am with a group called Rural Resistance, and we are fighting against fascism.
This was my opportunity, dude.
What is that? This is
I'm so mad at myself. It's
What is
okay.
that? Like you could just be like, for our audience that doesn't know, for our uninformed audience, can you let them know what that is? She probably would have been like, "Why? I shouldn't have to tell you." I mean, that's how 9 times out of 10 that's the response you get. They can't define what they're saying.
You either get they either quit the interview or they start barking at you. One or two
Yeah,
options.
you either get just I don't want to talk anymore.
Yeah.
And right now, Legacy Church is live streaming Charlie Kirk, who is a major fascist, and I believe that politics should not be in a church. There is a
Major fascist, right? And when fascists, they're racist, right? Again, let me just put this thought out for you. Charlie Kirk's best friend is Candace Owens, a black woman. Let's continue on.
reason that there's a separation between church and state, and they're just doing whatever the hell they want.
I don't get that argument, first of all. Because he's not in the government or anything. He's not part of the state.
Yeah,
What is she talking-
but can we rewind
Go ahead.
to 2020?
Go ahead.
Can we rewind to
Oh, yep,
2020?
that's a good point.
Whenever they were shoving down, don't worship. You better you super spreading church. You super spreading. What the hell happened to that? Oh yeah, Ryan. It's not convenient to you, right?
Yeah.
It's not part of. It doesn't fit your My Teen narrative. Oh, crazy how that works, huh? Yeah, right.
And so I think it's important to come out here and be a voice for those who still feel the same, but they're afraid to say it. We've had a really great response out here already. A lot of people are out here honking, waving, giving us thumbs up. So I know I'm not alone in this. So as long as I can be a voice for someone else, that's the most important part. Yeah.
What do you think is like the biggest harm you think he's causing to local communities?
So right now, in this day and age, he is a very prominent presence for the younger generation. There are a lot of young kids who look up to him. And
All right, let's break down some of his things that he wants for his main talking points. What he wants for the next generation.
Can I say something that I just noticed though?
Go ahead.
Do you notice the shirt she's wearing?
Kinda, yeah. Did not, bro. They were all wearing some crazy shirts.
Deny, defend, oppose. I'm pretty sure that's the whole message behind Luigi Mangione,
Really?
the dude that assassinated.
Oh, was that like
Nine-
the words he wrote on the bullets? Murder.
What does that
murder
tell you? That
advocate.
tells you a lot, doesn't it?
An advocate.
She probably loves Luigi Mangione. Just saying by the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to you were saying. I'm sorry. I just
About
had this-
but like break down like what he wanted for the future generation. Like what was his
Yeah.
main talking points? Like I don't think they were as harmful or hateful as
No.
they're saying.
You want to talk about again? Charlie Kirk was a moderate. You want to talk about an extremist? She's making it out saying he's a fascist extremist. Lady, have you listened to Nick Fuentes?
Yeah.
Have you listened to Nick Fuentes?
Again, he was the moderate. He was
Yes.
more of a moderate
And
conservative.
before he even proclaimed politics, he cared more about proclaiming the gospel.
Mm-hmm. He wanted, I've seen clips. He wanted, the young generation to be able to own a home, start a family, and live the American dream.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just
He wanted people to live the American dream. He inspired critical thinking. The
Yeah.
reason why I say he inspired critical thinking is because he invited people who did not like him to talk.
mm-hmm.
He didn't want to live in an echo chamber. He said, "You disagree? Okay, come on, come up to the mic and
He
let's
wanted
talk."
freedom of speech to, be still
Exactly.
still a thing.
It's crazy how all the leftists, we're so about freedom of speech. It'll be only speech that they like.
Yep.
It's only freedom of speech whenever it's on their team.
Mm-hmm.
The moment that freedom is that speech is not on their team, they don't want it to be freedom anymore.
No.
Who believe what he says without doing the research on their own. And I think that it's very harmful because he discriminates against women. He
lifted up Candace Owens to give her the platform that she has right now. She said it this week in her episode. Candace Owens said she would not be Candace Owens if it weren't for Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk helped. They traveled the world together for years. They were a duo before Charlie Kirk was Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm. And if he was a true misogynist, he wouldn't. I don't think he would want, or have women debate against him.
Exactly.
If he's a true misogynist, you
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
even talk to a woman.
He wouldn't even partner with a woman,
Exactly.
let alone a black woman.
That's okay.
But it's not on their team, so it doesn't count, right?
believes that it's not our right to choose over our body autonomy. He is just very much.
He's a honker.
He's just very much a negative presence, and I think that it's important to have young generations question that, and I think it's important that they do their own research, that not everything that he says is true, and just because he has a following doesn't mean that he's right.
That was the sign she was
What
holding.
brought you out here today?
I am out here protesting Charlie Kirk speaking at this church. Hang on, Hazel, I'm talking to him, okay? Yeah, so I'm here to speak out against a white supremacist speaking at a church.
Okay. And when's the first time you heard about Charlie Kirk?
Well, I used to live in Arizona, so a couple years back, that's where Turning Point USA was founded, and I went to Arizona State University, and they hosted, or a student group hosted his organization, so a couple years ago.
Okay. And what do you think is the biggest harm you think he's causing to small communities?
Well, I think Hazel, do you hear I'm talking? I think we're a community that's beautifully diverse, and he's part of an effort to divide us, and I think that's incredibly harmful to communities. The fact that a church is advocating for this from a guy who platforms Holocaust deniers and people who think I should be murdered, that's shameful.
Okay. Yeah.
He does not platform Holocaust deniers. You want to talk about Holocaust denier? Oh, again, we talked about it again. Oh, yeah, he almost had 1 million views on Rumble, an alternative media source. Oh, yeah, who's that guy's name? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah, Nick Fuentes, the guy everybody's flocking to. You want to talk about a Holocaust denier? And here's the thing. You think Charlie Kirk and Nick Fuentes, or put Nick Fuentes on a platform? No, he didn't like him. They don't like each other.
Yeah. Bro, it's there, because Charlie Kirk being gone is there's a void now, and all those people are gonna go flock to somebody else, and right now he seems like the most popular one.
You want to talk about true extremism? You want to talk about true Holocaust deniers? He's one. Yeah. So there's that thing that you're lying about is Charlie Kirk is Holocaust deniers. No, because that's Nick Fuentes. They didn't like each other, and actually says true anti-Semitic things.
I definitely understand that. Do you think, he's one of the biggest things that Charlie Kirk holds is, being Christian and all that stuff. Do you think Christian overall is a net positive for society, or do you think he's just one of the bad apples?
Say that, do I think Christianity is bad?
Yeah,
overall?
or do you think he's one of the bad apples?
I think he's a bad apple. I mean, I'm sitting here holding a quote from the fucking Bible that says to love your neighbor. Excuse my French.
No, you're good.
And
Don't you just love whenever lefties just like pick out scripture.
I love
They don't
it.
read anything. They
I
just
love
pick
it.
out one line.
They tell us how to be Christians.
God is love. That's it. That's all I know. God is love.
I'm gonna
For
pull
God
up-
so loved the world, and then nothing else.
God is
I
love.
think it's Matthew 22:39. Love your neighbor. Let's break this down a little
Let's
more.
see. Right here. All right. Matthew 22:39. A second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. Let's read. I'm gonna read a little from 34. Never mind. I'm gonna go 37. Jesus replied, "You must love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. A second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. The entire law and all the demands of the prophets are based on these two commandments." And then surrounded by the Pharisees, Jesus asked them a question. "What do you think about the Messiah? Whose son is he?" They replied, "He is the son of David." Jesus responded, "Then why does David, speaking under the inspiration of the Spirit, call the Messiah my Lord? For David said, the Lord said to my Lord, sit in the place of honor at my right hand until I humble your enemies beneath your feet." All right, it goes on, but
Yeah, it goes on. But they love to take that passage of scripture and say, see, you're supposed to love your neighbor, which you are correct. Like,
but
me as a Christian, if I'm having a respectful dialogue with her, I'm asking her questions. So in a way, I'm being nice, I'm being loving. If I was not loving my neighbor, I would be like, look at your shirt. You see your shirt? What is that trans flag doing there? You piece of crap. Your ideology is stupid. You're stupid. You're a threat to democracy. You are a communist, you commie. Do you like communism? Huh? You commie?
that don't sound like love to me.
No, that right there, I would be wrong. I would not be loving my neighbor. Maybe I'm loving my neighbor. I'm having peaceful dialect and say, okay, what do you think? I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I think another non-loving thing is saying somebody does something that they don't really do, or they platform Holocaust deniers that they don't like, lie about them. You don't think
Yeah.
that's loving?
Defamation.
That's some-
Okay, all right. So we got another chatter. Adrian X Bit 08, welcome to the chat. Talking about bad apples, but she says holding a quote from the effing Bible. Like, come on, talk about bad apples, but
Yeah.
all right, let's
you
keep
were
going.
talking about, guys.
He's, turning it into something. He's perverted
I
Christian.
want one more thing on the love thing. Like, what is love? Like, what's their definition of love? I think
What is-
loving is not telling, embellishing somebody's lie. Not feeding into their lie. That's going to be
Murdering
destructive.
somebody over their opinion because you disagree.
Yeah, love your neighbor.
Eliminating them. And I love how she says on the back, deport your neighbor. Yeah.
He said from Charlie Kirk.
Well, if my neighbor, they're not a neighbor, they're not supposed to be here. Anyways, let's keep going.
Humanity,
Digress.
to the point that I think if Jesus showed up, he'd try and deport him.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thank you. My name's Rudy, and we're with a show called Building Equity for All Nations. What is your name?
Bean for short.
Cheryl? Okay, Cheryl. Nice to meet you, Cheryl. What has brought you out here today?
I'm out here actually for the younger generation because my generation is up there. But
Get her sign.
Never signed, but I'm talking about trends, guys. Same build, same haircut, same everything.
There's been a trend in the past 3 people we've interviewed. Just saying. Let's just leave that there.
Well, here we got, who do we got? We got a boomer here. All right.
mostly to protest against Charlie Kirk and his beliefs, anti-Semitism, misogyny, all of that. And it's just wrong. It's just building a more world of hate. And this message is getting pushed in not only because he's associated with Turning Point USA, so they're getting pushed in the high schools and in the colleges, so this negative message of his is getting forwarded, and all these young people are hearing this, and it's wrong. And too many people have fought for decades and decades to get the equalities and freedoms that they have now, to just have it turned around and stripped away from them. And the young people don't know this. I remember when women couldn't get a car loan. I remember when women couldn't get a house loan or a credit card. I remember. And it's important that those freedoms and
Does she think Charlie Kirk wants to take The ability for women to get a credit card loan or a house loan or a car loan.
I think she does. I don't know if she has. I don't. You think she knew like a lot about Charlie Kirk, or she was like, "Oh, there's a local
No.
protest. I'm gonna go to
I
it."
doubt it. Older generation, her generation, the boomers do not know who Charlie Kirk is. They just know they just hear what they hear from the younger generation. Fascist Nazi. Oh, fascist Nazi. Let's go get him. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they whatever is the hot topic on MSDNC, they're gonna go for it.
Exactly.
Those privileges are afforded to everyone. It doesn't matter your color, your race, your religion, your culture, your beliefs. Everyone should be afforded equality and freedoms. I don't care who you are. And for one person or a belief of this Christian nationalist movement, which is more of a political movement than it is a Christian type movement, for that to be pushed forward is just a word and message of hate. And we can't go on like this. I mean, look at what's in 7 months. Look at what's happened already. People are getting pulled off the streets. Just people that have lived here for years and years and years.
Coolest people getting pulled off the streets.
Mm.
MS-13 gang members, people that have committed heinous crimes, people that shouldn't be here. So you did some research. So you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm just looking up, just because they're saying all this crazy stuff about how dangerous Turning Point USA is in the schools, and so I just looked up, their core beliefs. What are some of their core beliefs? This is, from Gemini, so whatever. So core principles: limited government. The organization advocates for a smaller government with reduced federal spending and involvements in the lives of citizens.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
No, less government not telling them what to do. They control their spending. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, free markets. TPUSA promotes free market capitalism as the most moral and proven economic system, emphasizing fiscal responsibility and opposing socialist ideas. I can get behind that.
Yep.
It's worked in the greatest country. American exceptionalism. It teaches that the United States is the greatest country in the history of the world, and that the U.S. Constitution is an exceptional political document.
Constitution is probably the single-handedly the most important document in the world. Next, if you were to say what are the most important documents ever in mankind, the Bible, and then the Constitution. I think the Constitution is second to the Bible.
Alrighty. And then their last one is individual liberty. The group stresses individual freedom, free speech, and the power of individual choice over collective action. So yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
All right, let's keep going.
Yep.
Pulled away from their families.
I'll be right back. I'm
because
gonna take a call.
They committed a
Sounds good.
misdemeanor coming across the U.S. border. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Yet we got a felon in the damn White House.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and a pedophile to boot.
I love how she said PDF file. I love that she said that. Wasn't the LGBTQ, wasn't the Alphabet Mafia trying to promote what's it called, pedophilia? Yeah, isn't that how that works? Trey has to head out. He has to head out for something. We're almost done though. I think we got like maybe. How far are we into this video? We probably got 6 minutes left, so maybe like 10, 12 minutes more of commentary before we head out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need to leave right now or if you.
Yeah, I do. You'll be able to.
Yeah.
Do it yourself.
I'll be able to talk through at least the little last part of it.
All right. Thank you guys, for watching everything. I gotta go, but Rudy's gonna take care of y'all. Give you thoughts.
I'm gonna take care of this. For the last, you'll get the base Rudy side of me now. the real base Rudy side of me now. All right, let's continue watching. I love how you said PDF files, but isn't that interesting? How just a couple years ago we were trying to, stop calling them PDF files and go to calling them maps, right? Minor attracted persons. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the Epstein files, they ran on that, and we're still waiting for them. So.
That's actually something I still agree on. That's something that I actually disagreed when it came to the Epstein files, when Charlie Kirk, when the beginning of the Epstein files not being released, and Charlie Kirk was kind of falling in line with the whole right-wing media, like they were all starting to act like the left. But still, that's a disagreement, right? Now, you can have disagreements without believing somebody needs to, be eliminated. It's not difficult to do that. But yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting on the Epstein files. Where are they at? I've been waiting. You ran on them. Where are they at? That's actually something I truly meant there.
So, and they seem to be supporting the rule of the lawless, the GOP does, and
Of the lawless, are you seeing all the crime that we have in sanctuary cities ran by Democratic governors? Have you been to California? Chicago. I mean, we didn't even talk about it because it happened earlier in the week. But the stabbing in North Carolina of the Ukrainian girl, I thought the Dems loved Ukraine. What happened? What happened to that?
his message in here. So that's why we're here.
Okay. And I have one more question for you. That way I don't take too much of your time. Do you think, like, overall where Christianity is in America, do you think it's become a net positive or negative, or do you think people like Charlie Kirk are perverting it, twisting it, and maybe they're a bad apple in Christianity?
I think Christianity has definitely gotten perverted, and I think people like him and others similar to the message that they spread is making it more perverted and hateful, and that's where we need to stop it as a people. And I came to America as an infant from another country, but I chose to become an American citizen when I was 18. So the changes I have seen in my 65 years and the negativity that has been brought on over the last probably 10
I'm curious to see what country she came from. I really wish I would have asked, because if it would have been like a country like a communist country, I would be really curious to see why she would want some of the values that the Democratic Party is pushing. Yeah, like free handouts and socialism and all that. I really wonder what country she came from. I wonder, but I mean, she was an infant, so she never really would have experienced. I'm assuming that she's an older lady. Her parents probably aren't around anymore. So I don't know. Interesting. There was one thing that's really just that I've been thinking about. How they say Christianity has been perverted, and I kind of worded it that way. I was like, do you think what was their thought on Christianity? I didn't want them to I didn't want to word it in a way that it was like, is Christianity bad or not? I didn't want to make it seem like I was trying to get them in a gotcha or make it polarizing. I was genuinely trying to get their thoughts on Christianity itself as the religion, and that it's been perverted. I think the danger that we ran into as a society is that we think that Christianity or people think that Christianity is a certain way. They want to see God their way, is what I'm trying to say. They want to see God in their own way. They don't want to see God in any other way. It's God on their terms rather than God on his terms. And I think that's the problem that we have in the world, is that we see Christianity as rules. You can't do this, you can't do that, you have to change how you live, which it's partially true. Yes, you do have to change how you live. It does involve transformation and living a life that is pleasing and that is worship to the Lord. Obviously, you're not perfect, but it's more than just that. It's deeper than that. It's to be in a relationship with God. That's what Christianity is about. In order to be in a relationship, when you are in a relationship that someone truly cares about you, like the way God does, God doesn't want you to want to see you doing certain things. He wants you to be better. That's what Christianity is about.
Years since Donald Trump and all these other messages that are on right-wing media and whatnot have just spread this disease of hatred around the world.
Lady, you do not know who Nick Fuentes is. Again, they think that Charlie Kirk is spewing this hate, that he's an extremist. You don't know what you have awakened by this. I'm genuinely concerned about this. You don't know what they're flocking to him already.
And around the U.S. particularly, and it's got to stop. So that's why, even though we're small, our message is strong, and even though we're a small group here, we are here for the young people, for you. You're young. You know what I mean? We're here for all of you, and we're here for a better and a more loving and generous America that we used to be or should have been. And anyway, that's why I'm here.
So what are signs? This is not about Christianity. It's about white supremacy. Charlie KKK Kirk. Turning Point USA need to be flushed. And again, when you have this kind of rhetoric, somebody takes it serious. Somebody will eventually take it serious. And then we have an episode like this.
What brought you out here in the first place?
So obviously standing
Disclaimer, the camera didn't record, so we just have the audio, so just be worried about that.
against Charlie Kirk is what brought me out here. He's been a major influence towards spreading right-wing ideology and general hostility to people who aren't white, cisgender, heterosexual Christians in the U.S.
Again, Candace Owens, his best friend, black woman. I don't know what else to tell you, man. It's just a lie, man. You're just blatantly lying. Like he's, oh, if you're white, if you're not white, he hates you. I think there's a show on YouTube, but I have to find it later. There's 3 black guys. They have the little show. They're conservatives, and they got their start. I guess Charlie Kirk helped them get their start. They were black. You're just blatantly lying, man. I'm sorry. And you may say, oh, and then these are the people that'll say, oh, those black people have white supremacy in them. It's like it's not part of their team, doesn't fit their narrative, so therefore it doesn't count. Is what it is. It's insane, man. It's crazy.
And I was raised Christian, and I see a lot of the messages of Christianity as being positive ones, even though I'm no longer actively involved in the church. There's a lot of messages about caring for the poor.
The seed has been planted in him. The seed has been planted in him. I pray to God that he will find the Lord one day. That the seed has been planted in him. He sees it as positive. Maybe, I don't know what church he grew up in. Maybe the church that he grew up in maybe was not good. Maybe it was not a good environment. Maybe he has church hurt, whatever it is. But I truly pray and I really hope that this young man finds the Lord one day. The seed is planted in him, and God can work on his heart.
Tending to the sick, caring for the oppressed, opposing.
I got a chatter. Yes, thank you so much, Brendan. Yes, the Cartier family. Yes, Cartier family. Exactly. Three black guys that have met and have worked with Charlie Kirk. Yeah, again, the whole racist thing that he if you're not white that he doesn't like you. It's just flat out lies, man. It's just blatantly lying.
The gathering of wealth, and so I think it's a shame that to see churches hosting people like Charlie Kirk, whose message is really antithetical to that.
Okay, that leads into the next one. So he's obviously here at a church. And you said you came from you were brought up in a Christian household. So what's your opinion? Do you think Christianity overall is like a net positive for society, or do you think he's just a bad apple, spreading or twisting it?
I mean, there's really, if we take the long view of it, 2 sides to that, where there are a lot of positive things that have come out of Christianity, charity work in particular, but then we see, even like dating back to the colonial era, Christianity being used as a way to oppress and erase Native people. And so I think that legacy lives on.
You're talking about preaching the gospel. That's different. Now, if you're, I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but obviously there was, mission work in the United States, in the early, colonial days, and Christopher Columbus, came over. I'm pretty sure they brought over Christopher Valley. Not Christopher Columbus did some crazy things. I don't know exactly what he's talking about there, but obviously, with that, with Europe coming to America, Christianity came with it as well. So I'm not 100% sure. I really wish we would have had more time. I would have kind of go in deeper in with the dialogue, with that.
On today, where we see some more progressive churches.
Yeah, progressive churches are not churches. Those are wolves in sheep's clothing. Yeah, those are not churches. If you see any church with a pride flag outside of it, get away as far as you possibly can away from that church. Do not enter. Do not go. That is not a church. That is a place that will send you straight to hell.
And then some more conservative churches that spread those more hateful ideologies.
Thank you. One more question. So what? Revolving back to Charlie Kirk, what do you? Sorry,
No honking.
got some supporters here. So, what's the biggest harm you think he's causing to communities or just online?
So I think just generally spreading hostility towards marginalized people. I know when I was in grad school at Texas A&M, we had a pretty big Turning Point USA chapter, and there were some people who got copies of their Discord messages, and the stuff that people would say in there was just really vile towards women, towards trans people, towards gay
Camera's
people,
back on.
towards immigrants. That is a good thing to be doing.
What is the first thing that you saw about Charlie Kirk?
One of the first videos I saw was him talking, disparaging women, disparaging the liberals, the woke, basically stating that we were inferior. And originally he was against, he was for separation of church and state. And he's since gone back on that, obviously because they pay him well. But he's changing his story just like all of the others so that it suits their propaganda.
Okay. And just one more quick question. I don't want to take up all your time. Do you think Christianity overall is a net positive for society, or do you think it's been perverted over time?
If Christianity were based on the red words of the Bible, it would be wonderful. Jesus taught love and acceptance and
Again, this is liberals at work taking crap out of the Bible, taking little snippets out of context. Yes, Jesus is about love. Yes, Jesus does accept you. He accepts you how you are. Okay, Jesus wants to accept you as you are, but does he want you to stay that way? That's the question. And the answer to that question is no. He does not want you to stay that way. Yes, Jesus will love you how you are. If you are messed up, if you are living in sin, Jesus Christ will accept you as you are. Come as you are. But you're not going to stay that way. Jesus is going to transform your heart and transform your way of thinking. It's in Romans 12. You're going to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and you're no longer going to think like the world. That's what these people don't understand. They just want to take the little, and Jesus is love. Jesus is accepting. Yes, he is. But he does not want you to stay that way. Jesus requires you. Jesus requires you to change how you think. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what these people don't understand. And I hope that one day they come to find God and they do understand.
kindness, take care of the poor, and it has been perverted. It has definitely been construed to fit their own agendas and mega churches and deep pockets. And so it's definitely not Christianity any longer. It's white nationalism.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Take care.
You too. You too.
Jesus or Charlie, you choose. So I'm choosing Jesus, but Charlie chose Jesus. Think about whether you're liberal or conservative, you have to think about this. What happened on Wednesday was not just an attack on conservatives, but it was also an attack on liberals. It was an attack on our ability to have discourse. It was the attack on our ability to have conversation. It wasn't just an attack on just right wing. It was also an attack on left wing, believe it or not. If you're celebrating that, you're celebrating your free speech. This attack was an attack on your free speech. Whether you agree with Charlie Kirk's views or not, it was an attack on your speech. It was it was an attack on our ability to have conversation. We need to have conversation. If you're celebrating, you're championing it, then nobody should have a conversation with you. Go ahead. Go be in your little echo chamber. Nobody wants to talk to you. Go be in your little echo chamber.